Hey, what's going on, Jane? This is Jack here with Mr. and Mrs. Leeds. It was a pleasure talking to you today with Josh. Here's that video analysis that we promised you. Basically, in the video analysis, what I want to do is basically look over your site as a search marketer in terms of where you're at and where we need to be so that we can rank you for the various keywords we want to rank for, as well as what kind of keywords we want to rank for, as well as how we'd go about doing that if we were to tackle this project on together. All right, so without further ado, let me go ahead and get started. The first thing I did was I pulled up your site here in a tool called Ahrefs. Ahrefs allows search marketers like myself to look at the metrics of a site and give me more in-depth as to what I'm seeing as on the back end. And so right off the bat, what I can see is that there has been a bit of SEO work in the past, maybe all the way back into um, June of 2013, maybe a little bit in December as well, or maybe like in January, early January of 2016 or something like that. And it's just been kind of up and down. And so not a lot of results, not a lot of consistent SEO work. If they have been, then I'd be curious to know what they've been working on. But what I can see is that you are getting some organic keywords and traffic, but you definitely have a lot of room for improvement. And that's where we'd be able to come in and really take your SEO to the next level. Now, in the video analysis, I'm only going to talk about SEO. We do other things like online marketing, PPC, and things like that, but the video would go out to be like 20, 25 minutes. I want to keep it short and we value your time as well, right? So I'm only going to strictly talk about organic SEO. So when someone types in like HVAC Colorado Springs, you rank front and center for that keyword, right? And so what I can see, so basically, you know how I was talking about your referring domains and like how, how you've had some SEO work done. The reason I can tell that is because of this right here, this referring domains and backlinks. So nowadays, it's not enough to just have a nice looking website. It's not enough just to have a nice images and nice client testimonials and reviews. You actually have to do a lot of SEO work to actually get at the top of Google for the keywords you want to rank for. And so a part of that equation is actually the number of referring domains and backlinks that are linking back to your site. So just to give you a basic top level knowledge of that, we realized that from our SEO and stuff like that, in order to build the authority to your, in order to rank you highly for the keywords you want to go after, you have to have a lot of authority cooked into your site. And the way that Google measures authority to your site is the number of backlinks that link back to your site. So if, for example, there's a blog out there that's called the hvacblog.com, and they make a new blog post, and they're like, hey, we reviewed this business and we like what they do. If you're looking for the best business in Colorado Springs for HVAC, check out blackforestheating.com. And then there would be a hyperlink that links back to your website. And so believe it or not, Google's crawlers crawl through all the sites that are out there on the internet, and they crawl through the site to look for these hyperlinks that link back to a site. And so just in the fact that this imaginary blog is linking back to your site is actually tracked by Google, and it's actually a powerful trust signal that correlates to the authority on your site. And so what that basically means at the end of the day is you want a lot of these sites that are relevant to the niche and service you provide to link back to your site and to talk about your site, because it shows Google that you're the kind of website that other websites like to talk about, and you're the kind of website that other websites like to link or to refer their own visitors to, because they're like, hey, go check out the site, click on this link, right? And so when you have a lot of these sites talking about your site, it builds the authority, and authority in turn ranks you highly for the keywords you want to rank for, as well as how quickly you rank there. And so in order to do that, that's obviously our work. When we bring you on as a client, we go out there and we do our outreach. We reach out to bloggers. We reach out to industry professionals. We've built a lot of relationships here in Colorado Springs, and so we have a lot of local newspapers and things like that we build out your brand in the local area, get them to link back to your site, and then Google can recognize, hey, you're a business that serves Colorado Springs area. Hey, you do HVAC and cooling, heating and cooling and things like that, and then and start ranking you and giving you credit for those keywords and start ranking you higher. All right. So what I'm going to do next is hop over to the Organic Keywords tab. This tab actually tells us exactly what kind of keywords people are actually typing into Google and where you're currently ranking for those kinds of keywords. So you'll see right here, heating and cooling contractors, you're on the number 4th spot. I'm not sure how accurate this is. So I'm not sure how accurate this is, but would have to check. But Black Forest Heating and Cooling, fantastic job getting the number 1 spot there, because obviously it's very important that your brand name gets on the number 1 spot. Heating Repair Colorado Springs, absolutely another keyword you want to go after. Looks like you're on the 7th spot for that. Colorado Heating and Cooling, another 12th spot. HVAC contractors, Colorado Springs, you're on the 13th spot for that. So a lot of opportunities for us to get you on the first page. The good news is that you are already ranking and you're very close to the first page for a lot of these. 11th, 19th, 21st, HVAC Colorado Springs, heating and cooling Colorado Springs. So you are on the second page for a lot of these keywords, and that's both good and bad news because the good news is that you are actually already getting ranked for these kinds of keywords. So only by doing more of our SEO work, you're going to get to the first page a lot quicker because of the fact that you're already ranking for it and Google's already giving you credit for these keywords, right? So sometimes we have clients that we bring on that have a brand new website, brand new business, and we have to start from ground zero effectively. So it takes a lot longer for us to get them to the first page. But if it's like a case with yours where you're already on the maybe bottom of the first page, mid, low of second page, that means that we can get you to the first page that much quicker, right? And so that's the good news. The bad news is that you're not on the first page for a lot of these keywords. Statistically, 95% of people that search for a specific keyword or query into Google stay on the first page. So meaning if someone's typing in, plumbing repair Colorado Springs or defense lawyer Colorado Springs or whatever, they'll only hang out on the first page and click on the website and then sign up for their services on the first page, as opposed to actually hitting the second page for the thing. So since 95% of people are playing on the first page, it's very imperative that you get on the first page for these keywords, which is exactly what I mean by being front and center for the people when they're searching for your service online. And so it's very important that we do that. The good news, like I said, is that we are close there. It just means a matter of us doing our SEO work to get you there. The way that we do our SEO work, obviously, we kind of work backwards where we make sure we optimize our keyword set. So we want to make sure we got the most optimal keyword set that people are actually typing into Google. So you might think like 24/7 HVAC repair Colorado Springs might get a ton of searches per month, but it turns out it only gets 5 searches per month. And so that's not something that we want to go after, as opposed to something like heating and cooling Colorado Springs that gets 150 searches per month. And so it's more effective for us to go after those kinds of keywords than it is for us to go after less search terms. And so we want to make sure that we got the most optimal keyword set that's going to bring you the most business, because at the end of the day, it's really about ROI, right? So you want to make sure that if you're putting a certain amount of marketing dollars to a company, that you are getting a positive return on that. And so we understand that as an SEO company, and we want to make sure we provide that for you by making sure we go after that optimal keyword set. And so we optimize our campaign, make sure that we go after those group of keywords, and then work from there instead of just kind of thinking that this is a keyword we want to go after and just kind of shotgunning it. We make sure we just hone down exactly on those metrics, really get it to a scientific tune exactly on what kind of keywords people are searching into Google, and then go from there. All right. So I'll wrap it up here. Let me just go over your site real quick. blackforest Heating and Cooling. You need to have a phone number here, especially at the top, because when people are on their phones, they're not going to want to keep on scrolling all the way down to be able to find a phone number. They want to see one front and center, and you're going to be able to get more conversions, right? So when people are visiting your site, now the next step is to actually get them to sign up to call you and sign up for their service, right? And so that's the kind of thing. I think this website, it looks really good. Now what we need are some things like some testimonials. I personally, as a potential shopper, would love to see maybe a little bit more about the business itself. So maybe some images of the business, maybe there's some images of like the people that work there, maybe the cars that you drive, anything like that to help you stand out from your competitors, which would really help you in being able to bring more business. Now, obviously, I would coach you through that process, and then we would do our SEO work. The content on here is actually is pretty good. I would have to do more in-depth once we land you and bring you on as a client, and then be able to really optimize all the things. But you got all your stuff on your heating and cooling, boilers, indoor air quality. And so let me check one thing real quick and see if you have Colorado Springs. Yeah, so you got it 4 times around here. So we definitely can understand what your site is about. Yeah, there's tweaks and stuff like that. Like heating and cooling contractors is the title of your site. We want to make it sure you hit like HVAC and make sure that you have your business name on there, as well as Colorado Springs, so people understand, or not people, but Google's crawlers understand exactly the niche service that you provide, the brand name, as well as the location of the services that you provide at. So yeah, so you got to click the call number here, but something up at the top as well would be great. So another one at the top, which is like a simple number and a click to call would be great. Is what I would like to see. All right, so I'll wrap it up here. Again, I appreciate if you watch this video all the way through. I hope at the very least you got some insight out of this, Jane, and would love to talk to you further about this. I'll leave my phone number at the bottom of the email. That way we can chat by email if we need to, or oh, sorry, by phone if you want to. And obviously you can just email me back at the email as well. So, oh, the one last thing is I know Josh mentioned that we do everything under the umbrella of SEO. I mentioned this earlier, but so yeah, so if you want to look into like paid advertising and things like that, that's obviously a discussion that we can have as well and see what we can do and then hash out a plan of attack and go from there as well. So appreciate it and take care. Thank you.